I am here at Glastonbury Tor, where St Michael's Tower is upon the hill, right up there, where Sieben has taken his journey of doing his planetary healing. And I'd like to share this with you because it's a really important part of his journey and where it all began before he went off on these other journeys where he's called and guided to go to. Sieben's over here, and we're going to go over to where they've writ lovely messages of love, joy. I can't really see the middle one at the moment, but we're going to go right near the one that says hope, because this is what is going on here. There's lots of hope. Oh, the other one says hugs. Marvellous, that's what we want. We want to hear some of that as well, because hugs is part of the journey as well on this, bringing unity together with people. So we'll take a little pew here, and I would love to hear a bit more about your story, because this is really the place I met you, Sieben. This is the place where you was already doing your work, your planetary healing.
Yeah, inside St Michael's Tower. So basically, when I play my drum inside St Michael's Tower, I channel Archangel Michael with my djembe. And like when a musician plays his instrument, you receive from above, you send the energy out, the audience can feel it, sends the energy back, creating a loving light vortex. And this is how humans come closest to our source love without any religious conditioning. This is the magic of live music. And when I channel this energy with my djembe, it makes the walls of the tower reverberate, and like that this energy goes straight into the ley lines upon which the tower sits. And this is how I do my planetary healing. Then I was guided by Archangel Michael to extract the reverberations of the tower while I do that, hence only the energy that goes into the planetary grid, to create something like a musical drone, like 7 different rhythms created by the walls of St Michael's Tower, the sound created by the walls of St Michael's Tower. Now we're using this musical drone in churches and sacred buildings to charge those reverberations with our intent for world healing through music. So we open up loving light vortices to charge the reverberations of the buildings, which reverberate with the St Michael's Tower vibrations that we play over a bass speaker in the pulpit in the church, which makes the whole church vibrate essentially.
Yes, yeah. And what I love about this journey is I was reading a bit about your story and about how you are aiming to do that worldwide, through the mosques, through the churches, through the sacred places where people would come together and do that. And you're travelling yourself to do that as well, as you explained earlier on when we was at Willow Croft.
Yeah, and the principle is, like, while we do it in one place, there's like a video on YouTube and like a premiere. So when people tune into that, they tune into the same reverberations and use those reverberations in sacred places all around the world. And like this, it will act like a pacemaker for our Mother Earth, with loads of like pacemaker points, so to say, using the same reverberations to anchor the light into the planetary grid. So
for that, we've spoken a bit about the next part of your journey on the video before, I believe, if I can refer back to. But this is something you are purely guided by, isn't it? It's not like you can say, right, I'm going to do this because I'm, for the sake of it. You are guided all the way.
I have reached a point where, like, with this guided life, like as of last year, since Easter, I was told to let go of my work, to only focus on this mission, to be supported by people who can feel the truth of it in their hearts. And so far it has sent me to the Ukraine, to Kiev, to Ireland, to Cornwall, to Ibiza, and then back to Ireland. And the synchronicities and the confirmations that I received on these journeys, it's irrefutable evidence for divine guidance.
And there's been a really pinnacle point in my visit here since I I came here, a week ago, but something just happened a couple of days ago, didn't it? Which actually relates to the other side of the world.
Now this this was something else, because I hadn't met you guys for like 2 years, and then we met and I explained you everything that happened in the last 2 years, all the synchronicities. I took you back to my place, and I shared with you that I am on a mission from God to create a peacemaker for our Mother Earth, and you could feel this truth in your hearts.
Yes.
And I shared many of those details with you, but the one thing, so I shared many details with you, and then we met up on the tour again, and then I was talking to Jeff and Jake outside, and on the way here I saw somebody channel something, and I'm just gonna read a little bit out of this channeling, which I was like first reading to Jeff and Jake. Huge ruby sun grey lines clearing this last week. Ezekiel, Akhenaten, King Arthur is awakening, Albion lines and stasis beings guarding these realms. Clearing black magic, spells and sorcery. The return of the true benevolent kings to their realms. The restoration of the beloved magic grey King Arthur. The resurrected Solar Michael anointed Christ to be the protector of the Holy Mother. And when I came to this was where the two guys at the same time were both saying, "'Tis you," and I was like, yeah, I thought it, because I explained you guys all the details with the Holy Mother, with Akhenaten, anchoring Christ consciousness into the planetary grid, to the point where when you heard this, you received kind of the feeling that, oh, this is you. And then I told the guys, like, well, and it puzzles me how somebody like on the other side of this planet, like that I never met, yet she channels words that describe what is going on here, so to say, to the point where it's recognizable by people who know what happened in my life during this guidance. So, and for me it was like, whoa. And then I came over to see you, and
It was but it probably wasn't surprising, because your journey's revealed remarkable things, isn't it?
yeah,
Hasn't it, really, what's been happening?
the
So
synchronicities are mind-boggling, and I have reached to the point where I can like this is where I say, when people care about things like, oh, somebody has a deal with God, a covenant, and they go like, what? And then they can look at my story, look at the pictures,
Yes.
see the videos, and feel the truth of my